So some of the points you raise and the reasons that you think that this might be a good idea is number one, enhanced border security.
Yes.
Number two, increase labor mobility, which you kind of touched on economically. Number three, economic growth through talent exchange. Number four, simplified immigration processing.
Yeah.
And finally, number five, enhanced refugee and asylum coordination.
Yeah.
So it seems that the US and Canada is already intertwined in all of these. But
It
so,
is.
in what ways would what you're proposing change things that much?
Well, for example, let's just talk about sort of border security. So instead of having a border security in the case of America and the north and south borders, um, and Canada having, the south border and, flights coming in and so on, what we would have is a sort of a perimeter of joint enforcement around North America, well, Canada and the United States. So an entry from Europe, if you entered either Canada or the United States, you'd be inspected at the pre-clearance
Yeah.
airport, and you would be granted permission to come to wherever you're flying to, but you would be able to travel, let's say, from New York to Toronto or
Yeah.
vice versa,
So
without
less,
without any issues.
yeah. So less TSA style checks when you're going from Canada to the US, but
Right.
you have to still go through it if you're coming from another country that's outside of those two.
Right.
Sort of like when you go to Germany or you go to France, you check in one time through the massive security, but then after that, you're able to travel through Europe pretty easily without having to go through customs again.
Right.
Right. So I've done that many times. And so I think it would definitely make life a whole lot easier for people who would be traveling through the two countries. So that's enhanced security. Your last point, I believe, or one of the points you made in your article is that this would also free up the need to, I guess, guard the northern border so the U.S. could then focus its attention on the southern border, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a key thing, I think. Well, from an American point of view, I would say if you could focus on the southern border and clean that up, which has been a hard struggle so far, just to allocate the resources for that purpose and not be worried about, well, what's happening on the northern border. I think that would help a lot. Plus, um, hopefully, with a joint perimeter securing North America. Now, North America also includes Mexico, but I'm
Yeah.
not arguing that Mexico should be part of this Schengen North American
Yeah. No,
style.
that's clear from the article.
Yeah.
Yeah. And or perhaps somebody could say you're not arguing it yet.
Yeah, that's
Right.
correct. Yeah. Um, but the security, it seems to me, and I'm sort of dancing around in the security area a bit as well because I'm in touch with people who are involved in the security aspects of U.S. and Canadian relations and border protection. Um, it seems to me that it would be able to, such an agreement, if it could be reached, would strengthen Canada in terms of blocking, for example, these cartels that are trying to move their way into Canada and set up shop in Canada for fentanyl dealing and stuff like that. But there's a major problem, and that is America's got to decide whether it wants to be a free and democratic country or not, because it makes no sense for Canada to ally with a country that's going in the direction of a dictatorship. And if the rule of law is not going to mean anything in the United States, it there's no argument for uniting the U.S. and Canada in any economic union of some sort.